Wei Guangzheng and pure love warrior do not enter. Lu Yun, who has failed both in his career and love, has been pulled into a very special chat group. I have traveled to the end of the world, where food is scarce and food is scarce. I have traveled to a world of cold weapons. Although my clothing, food, housing, and transportation are not as convenient as Earth, at least I live in a palace and don't have to endure hunger every day. You are all miserable, but fortunately I have traveled through a world of novels. Lu Yun. Have you all traveled? Why am I still on Earth? Are you on Earth? Are you really fake? Handsome guy, I have a daughter on Earth. Can you help me see how she's doing now, comma. Chapter 1. Crossing the Scammer Group. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hello readers, before reading this book, please come here and save your mind. Lu Yun, this is my fault. You can scold me any way you want, but don't hurt Xiaoqiao. What's going on here? It seems like a large-scale breakup scene, right? This man's skin is so black, how can it match with elegance? Yes, yes. Will this start a fight? He, I love eating this kind of melon the most. At the entrance of Rongqing University in Xiaoqiao, surrounded by more than 10 students, Lu Yun looked like a clown. And Lu Yun looked at the man and woman hugging each other, with a look of despair on his face. The man's name is Li Zhihao, and he is a classmate of a woman. He is not only tall and handsome, but also a member of the school basketball team. And the woman's name is Wu Qingya, his girlfriend whom he has been in love with for over 3 years. The figure and appearance are indescribable, with willow leaf eyebrows, melon seed face, and a 168-year-old curvy figure. Even if not the school flower, she is definitely the goddess in the hearts of most boys. On the surface, Li Zhihao is indeed more suitable for Wu Qingya than Lu Yun, who has been exposed to wind and sun for a long time. But when two people are together, is it only about appearance? Lu Yun is only 1 year older than Wu Qingya, and the two have known each other since middle school. The Lu Yun family used to run a clothing factory, although not considered wealthy, at least they had no worries about food and clothing. But Wu Qingya's family conditions are not very good. I remember during the summer vacation of Lu Yun's freshman year, Wu Qingya was admitted to Rongqing University. The Wu family, who couldn't afford tuition fees, still relied on Lu Yun's father's generous donation to barely get her into this university. Later, Lu Yun's father's factory went bankrupt. In order to ensure that Wu Qingya could study with peace of mind, Lu Yun, who graduated from university, gave up a promising internship and devoted himself to the food delivery industry. In order to earn more money and put a perfect end to Wu Qingya's final year as a college student. Unexpectedly, in just a few months, the female college student who was supported by her family with all their heart and lungs has ended up with other men. How could it be like this? Why would it be like this? Lu Yun's brain was completely blank and he couldn't hear what others were saying. The whole world seems to be at a standstill at this moment. Time passes by minute by second. When Lu Yun regained his senses, Wu Qingya and his group had disappeared, leaving only some students who liked to eat melons, pointing around him with their phones. Upon seeing this, Lu Yun quickly ran for his life and left Rongqing University, which had caused him great embarrassment. He actually wanted to rush up and question Wu Qingya why, but Wu Qingya's attitude today is very clear. Being able to get through the phone on her own birthday, only to find her hugged by another man when she came knocking on her door, can already explain many problems. Lu Yun is not a romantic brain. Knowing that he is chasing after him at this time is just making others laugh more. So walking on the bustling streets, Lu Yun felt a myriad of thoughts in his heart. I have known Wu Qingya for almost 10 years and have been in love for more than 3 years. I asked myself if there was anything wrong with her, but I didn't expect this to happen in the end. If it were any man, he would probably be a bit unwilling. Lu Yun is the same. But what if you're unwilling? Can a woman with a changed heart still be saved? Is it still necessary to salvage it? No, it's not necessary. A woman's heart is like a needle in the sea. A woman who has changed her heart, even if you give her everything, including life, she will only abandon it like a humble shoe. Damn it, this matter can't just be settled like that. Lu Yun cursed angrily, feeling increasingly unwilling in his heart. When I was with Wu Qingya, I aimed to get married. If it weren't for his own face, his father wouldn't have paid Wu Qingya the tuition fees for these 4 years of college. It is even more impossible for oneself to give up a bright future and stay in this city to deliver food for her. Now that this woman has found another man, she wants to distance herself from him. Don't even think about it. Thinking of this, Lu Yun took out his phone and prepared to find a way to recover his losses. But when Lu Yun unlocked his phone and opened the WeChat chat interface, he found 9 unread messages. Except for 2 payment messages and 1 news message, all other unread messages appeared in a strange top group. Hey, when did I put this chat group on the top? And how did the group message show unread? Lu Yun was a bit curious and instinctively clicked in. Suddenly, rows of his messages came into his sight. Lu Yun 4 joins chat group, Li Susu 1. Hey, new people are here. At everyone, come out quickly and welcome the new people. Su Chen 3. Welcome newcomers. Lin Chen 2. Newcomer. Sleeping slot, really. Welcome, welcome. Li Susu 1. This group hasn't seen any activity for over half a year, and finally a new member at Smiling Face has arrived. Lin Chen 2. It's not like that. Su Chen 3. 2 seniors, what plane did this new brother travel through? Lin Chen 2. Who knows? But I feel like this guy is either traveling through martial arts or fantasy. Su Chen 3. Why did you see this? Lin Chen 2. Guess. Su Chen 3. Damn it. Why isn't this newcomer talking? Lin Chen 2. I guess you haven't noticed our group yet. At Brother Lu Yun 4, come out and say a few words quickly. Time travel. Is this a new trick for scammers? With a raised eyebrow, Lu Yun couldn't help but mutter to himself, pretend to be a time traveler and join a chat group to cheat money. There are a total of 4 people in the group, including Lu Yun. Each person's name is followed by a number, which looks like the number of time they joined the group. The time to join the chat group is around 10 o'clock this morning, when Wu Qingya is holding Li Zhihao and showcasing her skills. Most of the content in group chats is about time travel, planes, and so on, with 6 or 7 of them being at your own. Although Lu Yun has read many time travel novels, he also knows that time travel is simply impossible. So, this group was naturally labeled as a scammer group by Lu Yun. A group of people acting as one person. Lu Yun 4. Have you all traveled? Why am I still on Earth? Chapter 2. He's strong, let him be strong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He is strong, let him be strong, the clear wind brushes the hills. Lu Yungang discovered Wu Qingya's betrayal and felt very upset. But the chat content of these scammers is very novel, which made him temporarily forget about these miscellaneous things. Fake a time traveler to cheat money. This kind of routine is the first time he has seen it. So, Lu Yun is as stable as an old dog and wants to see what these guys are up to. Originally, Lu Yun thought that after sending this message, these guys in the group would make him pay and say he wanted to travel back to Earth, but he was struggling with no travel expenses. Just like Qin Shi Huang, make money. But the following chat content was somewhat beyond his expectations. Su Chen 3. Earth. Lie on the trough, buddy. Are you on Earth? Are you really fake? Lin Chen 2. What? Li Susu 1. Oh my goodness, does he really seem to be on Earth? Su Chen 3. At Li Susu, Li Guifei, how did you know? Li Susu 1. I can have private conversations with him and even trade with him. Lin Chen. Su Chen. As soon as Li Susu spoke, the other two quickly clicked on Lu Yun's personal information. This chat group has many functions, including a task center, personal center, mall system, and backpack system. But I cannot view the specific information of other group members, nor can I have private conversations and transactions with them, let alone travel to other people's positions. After clicking on the other person's profile picture, there is nothing except for their name, age, and gender. At this moment, everyone clicked on Lu Yun's avatar, which not only had a message button, but also a transaction button. When Lu Yun saw this, he was also a bit curious. Task center, mall system, backpack system. What the hell? Is this what the WeChat system interface should have? Before he could say anything, a graceful and luxurious woman with a phoenix crown on her head flickered. Did Li Susu suddenly send a private message? Li Susu. Handsome guy, are you really on Earth? Like a fake exchange, Lu Yun replied. I have a daughter on Earth, can you help me see how she's doing now? Li Susu seemed very anxious and added, of course, I won't let you help in vain. This was bestowed upon me by the Emperor last night, so let's treat it as a gift for you. Ding, you have received a red envelope, 1,000 taels of gold, from the great Xia dynasty's traveler, Li Susu. Ding, it has been detected that you have obtained the rare circulating currency of most planes. Gold. Would you like to exchange it proportionally for the current plane's common currency? Yes/no. No, won't it? Seeing this news, Lu Yun was completely bewildered. He can now be completely certain that this is definitely not a pop-up notification for WeChat to receive red envelopes, nor is it any entertainment activity organized by WeChat. The activity of sending gold to WeChat friends. He has never heard of it before. And upon careful consideration, my WeChat account is called Walking Fish and I have never modified my group business card. From the moment I joined the group, I used my real name. How did the initiator of this group know their real name? So is it possible that this chat group is real? Are these group members really walkers? If that's really the case, wouldn't I be thinking of this? Lu Yun's heart skipped a beat, suppressing his excitement and quickly choosing yes. At the moment when Lu Yun clicked yes, several options suddenly popped up on the phone interface. Please select the currency you want to exchange. Xia Gui Yuan, USD, GBP, Han Coin, Japanese Coin. I live in Xia country, of course I choose Xia currency. Ding, based on the current unit price of 440 yuan per gram of Xiagua gold, you have obtained 22 million yuan of Xiagua currency, and your bank card has been encrypted, to avoid big data detection. This 1,000 taels of gold is clearly the same as the weight calculation method in modern society. 1 liang equals 50 grams. 1 gram equals 440 yuan. Ding dong. On December 2nd at 10.46, your card ending in 8350 received a revenue of 22 million yuan from Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, with a balance of 22,1023.34 yuan. 10, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. More than 20 million. Lu Yun's workplace only pays his salary on the 10th of each month, and most of his money is used by Wu Qinya. Therefore, besides a few hundred yuan in change on WeChat, he only has over 1,000 yuan left on his bank card. At this point, when these over 20 million yuan go in, the balance becomes a long string of numbers directly. Upon seeing this text message prompt, Lu Yun patted his cheek to confirm that he was not dreaming. Is this chat group really real? It's just a joke. Lu Yun was both surprised and delighted, and quickly scanned the surroundings with his head up. Seeing that no one noticed his abnormality, he took a deep breath and happened to see a 24-hour ATM across the street. There are too many scammers these days, and in order to avoid being tricked, he decided to first see if these money can be withdrawn. Putting Li Susu's matter aside for the time being, Lu Yun quickly walked to the ATM and closed the security door, skillfully inserting the card and entering the password. Although the ATM is not owned by ICBC, it only requires a handling fee. In a few tens of seconds, Lu Yun took 10,000 yuan. Looking at the stack of red banknotes in his hand, Lu Yun confirmed once again that he was not dreaming. However, isn't it a coincidence that some bank employee deposited the wrong account? The sudden surge in wealth gave Lu Yun an unreal feeling. And it's not uncommon for bank employees to deposit someone else's money into the wrong account. If that's the case, then if you use this money without authorization, you will be held legally responsible. He's just a small commoner, where has he ever fought a bank? Thinking of this, Lu Yun quickly took out his phone and opened his WeChat account. In addition to Li Susu, Su Chen and Lin Chen also sent a few private chat messages above. Lu Yun didn't pay attention and first clicked on Li Susu's chat box. Handsome guy. Handsome guy. Are you busy? Why don't you speak? Upon seeing Li Susu's message, Lu Yun's hand trembled again and quickly put the money into the pocket of his down jacket. He sat down on the steps outside the ATM and replied. Coming, I was a bit scared by you just now. Speaking. Are you really a walkthrough? I've sent you all the gold, don't you believe me? No, I just feel a bit unbelievable. When I first traveled to this world, I thought it was unbelievable, but that's the truth. Okay. I don't know how long it took, but Lu Yun finally digested the news and continued to reply, but what I heard from your conversation is that the world you three traveled through is still different. Indeed, the three of us have all traveled from Earth. The world I traveled through was similar to the ancient Xia dynasty. Su Chen traveled through the end of the wasteland era, while Lin Chen's was more complex. You can ask him later on. There are a total of 4 people in the chat group, including Lu Yun. Except for Lu Yun, the other 3 are all travelers. And among these 3 people, there is only one woman, Li Susu, while the other 2 are all men. This can be seen from their avatars and personal information. As for her identity through time travel, with the small talk between both parties and the previous group chat information, Lu Yun also learned a rough idea. That is similar to the ancient Xia dynasty's era of cold weapons. The country where Li Susu is located is called the Great Xia Dynasty. She became the noble consort of the Great Xia Dynasty by relying on the essential golden finger of a traveler. This is too unbelievable. Yeah. By the way, you just asked me to help you take care of your daughter. What's the situation? It's like this, although I've been traveling to this world for over 3 years, I've always been thinking of her in my heart. Every time I think of her at night, I can't sleep. I'm afraid she might be bullied by others, and I'm also afraid she might go astray. Our family doesn't have many relatives, so. Handsome guy, can you help me go see her? What is your daughter's name? Her name is Xiaoqiao. Chapter 3. The Divine Doctor Goes Down the Mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaoqiao. Lu Yun frowned and immediately stated that he had not heard of it. But it doesn't matter either. Because he has confirmed that this chat group is real. The 22 million extra money from my bank card was exchanged through a chat group for the gold that Li Susu sent me. That is to say, in the case of encrypted bank cards, as long as no one reports that they can reasonably explain the source of income, they can freely dispose of this money. I haven't heard of it, but you can give me her detailed information. If she is in the same world as me, I can help you go and see her. Use people's money to help others alleviate disasters. What's the point of hesitating when the other party gave me over 20 million without understanding me? And if the relationship is good, maybe when the other party is happy, they will give themselves thousands of taels of gold. Really? That would be great. I'll send you her detailed information now. It's best if you also post her personal information and characteristics, which can narrow down the search scope. I know. Li Susu was thinking about Chu Xiaoqiao's specific information, and Lu Yun no longer cared about her. He was preparing to go and see what the other two travelers were like first. But just as he was exiting Li Susu's chat interface, a red text special effect suddenly occupied the entire phone screen. Congratulations on receiving the chat group member task. Your concubine's expectation. Please go to the chat group task center to check the task details. Click here to go to the task center. Group member task. Lu Yun squinted his eyes and instinctively clicked to go. Suddenly, two task bars appeared in front of Lu Yun. Individual tasks and group tasks. There is an inverted triangle pattern on both taskbar, with a red new on the personal taskbar and a red 1 at the back. English and numbers indicate a new task here. Lu Yun decisively clicked it open. Expectation of the Empress Dowager. Find the daughter of the traveler Li Susu on Earth, Chu Xiaoqiao. Task completion reward. 500 group points. Note. As this is the first time you have triggered a group member task, completing the task will earn an additional Li Susu ability card *1. Get it. As soon as this task was completed, Lu Yun didn't even need to search to confirm that Chu Xiaoqiao and himself were in the same world. Li Susu's ability card is not yet useful for Lu Yun, but this point, not only can it enhance personal abilities, but it can also be used to buy things in the mall system. Lu Yun looked at the explanation of the function of points and was immediately surprised. Although according to this explanation, points can only enhance an individual's existing abilities, and the mall system can only purchase things from within the world. But 1 point can be exchanged for 10,000 yuan in the mall system. And isn't this the most cost-effective option? Shop. 1 square meter of commercial street equals 2 points. Luxury car. Maserati equals 100 points, industry. 5-star hotels equals 2,000 points, share. Penguin 1% share equals 10,000 points, sleeping slot, getting rich, getting rich. With this chat group, can I become wealthy just by doing group tasks? Seeing these things, Lu Yun was extremely excited and had already forgotten about Wu Qinya's matter. A 5-star hotel is worth at least 1.8 billion yuan. Nowadays, in the shopping system of this chat group, surprisingly, only 2,000 points are needed. Quickly clicked on Lin Chen's chat interface, without paying attention to any messages sent by the other party, he typed directly. Hey buddy, how do you get more group points? On the other side of the chat group. Upon seeing this message, Lin Chen was clearly taken aback for a moment, but still replied by typing. There are 4 ways to earn group points, but I can tell you directly. The first way is to sign in and earn 10 points per day. The second type is personal tasks, which appear randomly and the reward points will also vary depending on the difficulty of the task. The third type is group tasks, but they only start when there are at least 10 members in the group. Lu Yun. And what about the fourth one? Of course, group friends send red envelopes, but points have a significant impact. I have been in this group for 2 years and haven't seen anyone send them. Lu Yun said, so currently, to earn points, you can only rely on check.in and personal tasks, right? Yes. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. How have you considered what I just told you? Upon seeing these words, Lu Yun suddenly remembered that Lin Chen had just sent himself many private chat messages. Just now, I was just focusing on the points explanation and didn't have time to see his news. Without hesitation, Lu Yun flipped up the page and carefully read the message sent by Lin Chen. Soon, Lu Yun's eyebrows gradually furrowed. Do you ask me to help you save the Son of Earth? Not bad, Lin Chen replied proudly, as long as you are willing to help, you can discuss any compensation you want. Dude, it's not that I'm unwilling to help you, but that I can't do it at all. With the medical level of the Earth, you don't know that you want me to help your son treat leukemia. You also look up to me too much, right? Based on the current situation, both Li Susu and Lin Chen have people who are concerned about the Earth. Li Susu is the daughter, while Lin Chen is the son. Before crossing over, although Lin Chen was an orphan, he had a happy and fulfilling family thanks to his extraordinary memory and resilient perseverance. Later, his 3-year-old son was diagnosed with leukemia, making the family, which was still able to make a living, unbearable. Lin Chen also drank with clients day and night in order to treat his son's illness, and he never woke up from the broken pieces. It has been over 2 years now, and the son of leukemia on Earth still doesn't know whether he is alive or dead. Lin Chen really wanted Lu Yun to help treat his son with leukemia, which is why Lu Yun was so surprised. He knew about Lin Chen's information and was eager to agree to the task, but he didn't have a diamond and couldn't take on the porcelain job. Leukemia, also known as the terminal disease of blood cancer, is beyond the control of many medical experts. What can he do as a delivery person? Lin Chen certainly understood what Lu Yun meant and confidently replied. It's just leukemia, I have a solution. What? Do you have a way? Upon hearing this, Lu Yun was somewhat surprised and his first reaction was disbelief. But upon careful consideration, what else is impossible since things like the traveler have already happened? I didn't have it before, but now I have it. Lu Yunxiang suppressed his inner shock. What world have you traveled to? Is your medical level so advanced? The medical level here is actually similar to that of Earth, but medical skills. Upon hearing this, Lu Yun already had a guess in his heart. Hey buddy, the world you're traveling through isn't like a miracle doctor or something like that. It's similar, but my world is not the real world, but a novel world. The divine doctor goes down the mountain. No, it's the doctor's son-in-law. Chapter 4. The End of the World, Su Chen. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A divine doctor's son.in.law. Sleeping slot, is this how travelers play now? I can't even be satisfied with traveling through the real world, but I started reading books. Although Lu Yun has also read many novels in the genre of storytelling, what he truly encountered was the first time. Which character in the book are you traveling through? Can't it be some kind of pedestrian armor? How could it be a passerby's armor? Du Tmo is wearing a book, of course. He needs to cross over and become the protagonist. Okay, the bookworm is really amazing, but are you sure your world's medical skills can treat leukemia in my world? It is not an exaggeration to say that the protagonist of a divine medical novel excels in medical skills and can bring back life from the dead. But the rules of the two worlds are different, so Lu Yun's concern is not unreasonable. Don't worry, I have been studying this for a long time and there is absolutely no problem. Besides, the one I asked you to save is my son. How many fathers in this world are willing to joke about their own son's life? This seems to make some sense. Lu Yun nodded thoughtfully. Just now, the chat group system sent him a personal message, which explained some simple rules of the chat group. Lu Yun took a rough look. Although this chat group feature differs from the chats he has seen, walkthroughs cannot trade or chat with each other, walkthroughs all have the necessary golden finger. And since I have neither time travel nor golden fingers, the chat group compensates by allowing me to not only trade with other group members, but also trigger additional personal tasks through other group members. When the group member task is triggered for the first time, an additional group member ability card can be obtained. Although these group member ability cards may not be useful, these tasks can definitely be completed through system testing. So if one can trigger Lin Chen's task, it proves that Lin Chen's ability can indeed treat leukemia. So, are you agreeing? Can I not agree? But the premise is that your son is still alive. Lu Yun's answer was very decisive. There are many difficult and complicated diseases in this world, and there are also many wealthy people who have leukemia. If you can treat leukemia yourself and want to make money, wouldn't it be easy? So apart from other rewards, this method of treating leukemia alone is worth millions of dollars. Of course, I'll give you the method for treating leukemia. You can research it first, and I'll give you my son's information later. Okay. After finishing the conversation with Lin Chen, a new task appeared on Lu Yun's personal taskbar in a timely manner. Doctors worry. Find the son of the traveler Lin Chen on Earth, Lin Xiaoqiao, and gain the trust of Lin Chen's wife, Shen Weiwei, to alleviate Lin Xiaoqiao's leukemia symptoms. Task completion reward. 1000 group points. Note. As you are triggering the group member task for the first time, completing the task will earn an additional Lin Chen ability card *1. There are a total of 3 walkers in the chat group, triggering 2 consecutive tasks. Needless to say, the remaining Su Chen must also have a task. However, Lu Yun was not in a hurry. He first clicked on check.in in the chat group check.in interface and earned 10 points. Then I took another look at the information sent by Li Susu and finally found Su Chen. After some understanding, Lu Yun learned about Su Chen's tragic life. Why is Su Chen said to be tragic? Because compared to the other 2 travelers, Su Chen's life is really difficult. Although Lin Chen has traveled, the world he has traveled through is a novel with an urban background. Not only is his clothing, food, housing, and transportation convenient, but he also travels through time and becomes the protagonist of this novel's divine doctor. The divine doctor Sun.in.law, who possesses exceptional medical skills and strong combat capabilities for self-defense, can easily thrive in that world with his abilities. Although Li Susu was just a woman and traveled through the cold weapon age, which was not convenient enough, at least she lived in the palace and didn't have to go hungry or cold every day. But this Su Chen traveling through the end times of material scarcity. In that world, humans had long lost their dominant position, and as he struggled to eat every day, he would open his eyes and fight against zombies and mutated beasts, which was a painful batch. As for his task, it's not troublesome, just go see his parents and bring a few words along the way. The task reward is the same as Li Susu, both with 500 points, except that the additional reward has changed from Li Susu ability card to Su Chen ability card. Come on, brother, you deserve it. Su Chen quickly sent a private red envelope over. They 3 travelers didn't know that Lu Yun could trigger group member tasks through them, so the reward they should give was not less than 1. Open the red envelope sent by Su Chen. Ding, you have received a red envelope, Gene Enhancement Potion *1, from the Doomsday World Walker Su Chen. Ding, it has been detected that you have obtained an item from another world. The item will be automatically stored in the chat group backpack system, and can be extracted to the real world through the extraction function. Note. Private red envelopes can only be sent once a day. Items that have been extracted from the real world cannot be returned to the backpack system, but can be given as gifts to other group members. The backpack system of chat groups is similar to that of game backpacks, with 128 compartments inside, each of which can store a type of item. As long as the item sent by the other party does not exceed the size of a truck, it can be accepted into this grid. Although the same item cannot be placed in the same compartment, it can be placed in a container. For example, a grain of rice occupies 1 grid, and a bowl of rice also occupies 1 grid. An apple and a bag of apples, a bag of pears and a cart of pears are the same. At this moment, looking at the backpack system, Lu Yun lay quietly with a flashing blue fluorescent potion, feeling a little curious. Gene enhancers. Can this thing really enhance genes? Su Chen. Of course, this is the capital used by humans in this world to fight against zombies and mutated beasts. With Su Chen's explanation, Lu Yun also gained a general understanding of Su Chen's world. The world that Su Chen traveled through can be considered a wasteland world. That world is much larger than the Earth, with oceans accounting for less than 50%, but a population of over 30 billion. Although only 50% of humans in the early post-apocalyptic period became zombies, both animals and zombies can evolve, except for the remaining humans. So if humans want to survive, they can only gather and release nuclear bombs on the monsters. But no one expected that the nuclear bomb, which humans are proud of, has an explosive range that is simply not visible. The so-called nuclear radiation can only eliminate less than 30% of species, and the other 70% almost all have the ability to resist nuclear radiation. With the collapse of electricity and transportation, the number of humans is decreasing. After several years of darkness, as humans were about to become extinct under the dual impact of nuclear bombs and monsters, genetic drugs were developed by scientists. Genetic drugs are very precious things. Not only can it resist zombies and various viruses, but it can also greatly improve a person's physical fitness, making them become super warriors like Captain America. It is precisely the emergence of genetic drugs that has given humanity hope for continuation in this wasteland apocalypse. And Su Chen, although he had only traveled for just over a year, the golden fingers of the traveler were waving there. He rose up in a short period of time and quickly gained the trust of the organization. Otherwise, even if he were a time traveler, he would not have had any extra genetic enhancers. Is gene therapy so awesome? There won't be any side effects, will there? Lu Yun murmured to himself. Chapter 5. Leukemia Treatment Methods. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although chat groups are real, these group members are also very generous, but he just got to know Su Chen. Genetic drugs require oral or injection to be effective. This kind of thing that needs to enter the body, of course, Lu Yun needs to be treated with caution. Otherwise, he might become a fierce man but end up becoming a zombie. What should he do? Don't worry, the gene enhancer I gave you is at most a bit painful to use, and there are absolutely no other side effects or restrictions. If you don't believe it, you can check it through the backpack system. When Su Chen used genetic drugs, he had the same mentality, so he understood Lu Yun's concerns very well. Upon hearing Su Chen's words, Lu Yun realized that placing his hand on the gene enhancement potion icon in the backpack system would result in a line of text. There are indeed instructions on the usage conditions and effects of this medication, except for a slight pain, there are really no other side effects. Alright, if you don't remember your parents' phone numbers, just give me their addresses and I'll go find them after I finish these 2 days. Brother, please wait a moment. What else is there? To be honest, I have been in this world for over a year now, and every day I eat meat from mutated beasts and some wild vegetables and fruits. Su Chen felt a bit embarrassed and said, although these things have plenty of energy, they are really unpleasant to eat, so could you help me send me some food to eat? I have been wanting to eat the delicacies of our planet for a long time. In the end of the wasteland where Su Chen lived, there were many things that were missing. The most scarce things are clean water and fresh vegetables and fruits. In the wasteland world where transportation is inconvenient and people are at risk, these things are particularly rare. Su Chen, who has traveled across the earth, can't help but drool at the thought of junk food like earth-fried chicken and cola. For this requirement, Lu Yun certainly has no reason to disagree. This can be there, you wait for my message. Okay, thank you, brother. After finishing the call with Su Chen, Lin Chen also sent a formula for treating leukemia. Lu Yun took a look and found it to be a brown paper handbag. Lu Yun couldn't possibly retrieve items on the street, so he didn't know what was inside. Lin Chen promptly sent a message to explain. Inside are 3 parchments and an acupuncture and moxibustion bag, 2 of which are prescriptions and 1 is a map of human acupoints. You don't need to study the prescription. You just need to go to the drugstore to fill it according to the prescription. What you need to study most is the acupuncture and moxibustion technique. Lu Yun nodded slightly. He is not studying medicine, and he doesn't quite understand some things, but he still understands the key information. Both prescriptions belong to traditional Chinese medicine formulas. One is used to inhibit leukemia. As long as the medicinal ingredients above are combined, the decoction can inhibit the spread of cancer cells and alleviate the pain of white blood patients. Another one is used to soak silver needles. Only by acupuncture and moxibustion with soaked silver needles on patients with white blood, can patients with white blood be completely cured. Inhibited by traditional Chinese medicine, cured by silver needle. Lu Yun said, I understand the general meaning, but there is a question that I don't quite understand. Lin Chen. What problem? Lu Yun said, since all the herbs in your prescription are found on Earth, why haven't other experts researched them? Lin Chen said, I don't know about that, but in traditional Chinese medicine, inheritance is the key. Once a prescription is lost, it is very difficult to restudy it. The properties of traditional Chinese medicine also complement each other, and sometimes a little more or less cannot achieve the desired effect. It seems. That's the truth. If Lu Yun is thoughtful. 135xxxxxxxxx, this is my wife's contact information. Please contact her as soon as possible. If my son is still alive, I hope you can use the first prescription to help him alleviate his condition. Good, what compensation do you want? Lin Chen didn't know that Lu Yun had triggered the group mission, so he still had to give him the reward. Even if the reward is given, the leukemia treatment method you gave is already worth $1 million. How could I be too embarrassed to ask for your things again? It's not that Lu Yun is not greedy, nor is it that he doesn't want more compensation. But it's about understanding what two people must know when they get along. To establish good relationships with these group friends and gain more benefits, Lu Yun needs to restrain his greed. Alright then. Lin Chen on the other side smiled and said, this trading system seems to only be able to teleport items once a day. Even if you want me, you can't do it now. Group red envelopes can only send points, not items. The travelers cannot trade with each other. The traveler can only send the item to Lu Yun by sending a private chat red envelope. However, there is a limit on the number of times to send red envelopes for items, as each person can only do so once a day. This is also why Lin Chen packed everything in one bag and sent it out. After finishing the conversation with Lin Chen, Lu Yun's lips curved into a smile. He, I thought breaking up with Wu Qingya was the beginning of bad luck, but I didn't expect it to be a rebirth of good luck. Completing the task of this chat group not only earns group points and ability cards, but also rewards these group members. It's a bit interesting. After reviewing the information provided by the three, Lu Yun decided to complete the task on Lin Chen's side first. After all, both Su Chen and Li Susu's tasks are to find people, while Lin Chen's task is to save people. Saving people is obviously more important. And Lin Chen has been traveling for over 2 years, so whether his leukemia son is still alive or not is a question mark. First, find a hidden place to extract the genetic medicine and prescription, and then call Lin Chen's wife. Having made up his mind, Lu Yun stood up and walked towards the roadside. Hello sir. At a hotel on the roadside in Rongcheng, looking at the boy with dark skin in front of him, the receptionist girl politely said. Lu Yun has a rental house in Rongcheng, but he shares it with others. To avoid trouble, Lu Yun chose a hotel. Beauty, just open a room and the hourly room will be fine. Our room. The cashier girl glanced at Lu Yun with some curiosity. During the day, if you come to the hotel to have an hourly room, either you are traveling with your family and want to come to the hotel for a shower, or you are working together with a man and a woman. It's a bit rare for someone like Lu Yun to open a house alone. However, her professional ethics left her with no indication. 2 hours and 60, how long do you drive? Then let's do it for 2 hours. Although most of Lu Yun's money was given to Wu Qingya, there was still some living expenses. Plus, he still has 10,000 yuan in cash in his pocket, so he can scan the code to make the payment in one go. I took my room card and went to the hotel room, locking the door. After confirming that there were no cameras or anything like that in this room, Lu Yun sat on the bed. First, locate the backpack system, and then click on Extract on the Gene Enhancer potion. The extraction of the Gene Enhancer has been successful, and the item will appear within your 1-meter range. Please pay attention to it. Lu Yun quickly glanced at it. A blue potion lay quietly on the hotel bedside table. Chapter 6. Lin Chen's Wife and Shen Weiwei. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A gene enhancer is a test tube that is 20 centimeters long and about the thickness of a thumb. There is half a tube of blue liquid inside. The blue liquid looks very nice, and it seems to have added fluorescent agent inside, which looks flickering. But if this thing is imported, it gives the first impression that it is toxic. However, the emergence of genetic drugs precisely demonstrates the power of chat groups. So, after just hesitating for a moment, Lu Yun drank all the gene-enhancing drugs. There is no particularly strange taste at the entrance, and there is even a slight sweetness. But less than 10 seconds after drinking it, Lu Yun realized something was wrong. A scorching sensation instantly spread from his stomach and quickly spread throughout Lu Yun's entire body. The burning sensation became increasingly intense, and in the end, it even burned like fire, causing unbearable pain for Lu Yun. I knocked on your mother, where is it a bit painful? It's really making me feel unbearable. Lu Yun knelt on the bed, covering his stomach, feeling as if his bones were about to be torn apart. In the end, he couldn't bear it anymore and could only roll back and forth in bed to relieve the pain. After about 30 seconds, the burning sensation and pain gradually eased, and then Lu Yun gasped for breath. Sweat on the forehead soaked the hotel blanket. I don't know how long it took, but all negative symptoms disappeared and Lu Yun breathed a sigh of relief. Not only has there been a significant increase in strength, but the 5 senses are also. After recovering, Lu Yun clenched his fist with excitement, and a huge sense of power filled his body. And I don't know if it's an illusion, but Lu Yun always feels like his clothes have become smaller. Arriving in front of the hotel mirror and looking at himself in the mirror, Lu Yun widened his eyes. No wonder the bones are also so painful. Did you also grow taller? Lu Yun is from the south, and the average height of southerners is lower than that of the north. Although Lu Yun used to be a bit handsome, he was generally thin and only 179 meters tall. Due to several delivery reasons, his skin was also a bit dark. But now not only has my skin turned whiter, but I have also grown taller. Quickly lifting the clothes, the 8 abdominal muscles appeared evenly in Lu Yun's sight. Nice! Lu Yun exclaimed in admiration. How can fitness enthusiasts feel embarrassed that a bottle of potion can give them such a wolf-dog waist? However, the pain just now was really painful. If possible, Lu Yun would never want to experience it again. Gudu. An inexplicable sense of feces suddenly hit, and Lu Yun quickly covered his stomach and went to the restroom. After a burst of flatulence, he felt his whole body relaxed a lot. Soon, the brain sent out another signal of hunger. Lu Yun had no choice but to extract the prescription and quickly check out of the hotel to purchase food and replenish his energy. Oh, why does this person feel a bit different? As Lu Yun left, the girl at the hotel front desk looked puzzled. Mom, I'm a bit dizzy. Lie down and rest for a while, you should not feel dizzy after the rest. Okay, Mom. Not long after Lu Yun went to the restaurant to replenish his energy, he was in the inpatient ward of the First People's Hospital in Xiaoqiao Magic City. A little boy spoke in a milky voice. As the little boy fell asleep, a woman with a beautiful figure and face but a tired expression beside her couldn't help but shed tears. She couldn't figure out why her son got leukemia. There is no genetics, and there is no formaldehyde absorption, just for no reason. Looking at her son lying on the hospital bed with shaved hair in front of her, she felt exhausted both physically and mentally. Whether it's money, body, or spirit, there's a feeling of being unable to hold on. Sigh, I hope Xiaoqiao's condition can improve after chemotherapy. The woman sighed helplessly, but her expression became even more melancholic. After my son's leukemia worsened, other treatment methods no longer worked. At present, there are only 2 remaining treatment options: bone marrow transplantation and chemotherapy. Bone marrow transplantation requires typing, and her son cannot find a suitable one now, so it can only be chemotherapy. But everyone knows that chemotherapy is a tactic that harms 1,000 enemies and self-harms 800. There is no other way to deal with cancer using this method. Some patients who are already in poor health may even die faster after chemotherapy. If it weren't for Xiaoqiao's worsening condition, where would she want her son to undergo chemotherapy? Ding-da, ding-da, ding-da. A pleasant ringtone rang, and the woman took out her phone and glanced at it. It's an unfamiliar number. She didn't think too much and pressed the answer button while walking wearily outside the hospital room. Hello, hello. Hello, may I ask, is this Ms. Shen Weiwei? The other party had a young voice and directly called out her name, which left Shen Weiwei somewhat puzzled. I am, which one of you? Oh, it's like this. 2 years ago, there was a young man named Chen who paid 100,000 yuan to us and wanted to purchase the ancestral secret medicine for treating leukemia. Because the main ingredient of this secret medicine has not been found, we have not notified him. I am calling today to ask if you still need this secret medicine. Ancestral secret medicine for treating leukemia. This argument was conceived by Lu Yun and Chen together. Because Shen Weiwei and her family all believe in this thing, using this reason makes it easier to gain Shen Weiwei's trust. Sure enough, upon hearing Lu Yun's words, Shen Weiwei, who had originally looked tired, immediately became energized. That, please wait a moment. You said that 2 years ago, a person named Chen approached you and gave you 100,000 yuan to purchase ancestral medicine for treating leukemia from your place. The other party mentioned Chen's name, and Shen Weiwei was already certain that the other party was not a fraud. Not bad. Lu Yun said, because there was no main medicine at the time, he left with your phone number. Why? Are you not his wife? Yes, I am his wife. Due to nervousness, Shen Weiwei's voice stuttered as she spoke. So, do you mean that you have found the main medicine to treat leukemia now? During Xiaoqiao's time with leukemia, they had already tried various treatment folk remedies, and I don't know how many. The result is that none of them are effective. So, he maintains a skeptical attitude towards Lu Yun's words. Of course, using only one pair of medicine is not enough. You also need to cooperate with other treatments. If you believe it, come to Rongcheng. Anyway, Chen has already paid, and if you don't come, the money will not be refunded. Ah. Rongcheng. When she heard that the money wouldn't be refunded, of course Shen Weiwei wouldn't give up, but when she heard about the other party's position, Shen Weiwei became a bit embarrassed. That. Doctor, Xiaoqiao's physical condition is very poor now and he can't travel long distances. Do you think you can come to Mo Do? After finishing this sentence, Shen Weiwei immediately added, I can reimburse you for all your travel and lost work expenses. Medication can be delivered by express delivery, but the doctor's experience cannot. Besides, she doesn't trust using express delivery for such important things. So, even if she is now in dire straits, she is willing to bear the cost of Lu Yun. Upon hearing Shen Weiwei's words, Lu Yun fell into contemplation. He now has over 20 million in his card, so he no longer needs to make money by delivering takeout. There's nothing to do without going to work, and finding the task of Xiaoqiao requires meeting with the other person. So, can I take this opportunity to travel? With this in mind, Lu Yun replied, Sure, please send me an address. What do you call it? My surname is Lu. Dr. Lu, thank you so much. Chapter 7. The Fall of Xiaoqiao. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. At around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Lu Yun, who had eaten, had already bought all the medicinal materials needed for the first prescription. It cost over 3,000 yuan in total. These medicinal herbs are available in various major pharmacies. Even if some precious medicinal herbs are not available, you can still gather them by visiting 2 more major pharmacies. However, being called a doctor by the other party, Lu Yun still felt a bit embarrassed. I can't even be considered a nurse like this, how can I be considered a doctor? After finishing the call with Shen Weiwei, Lu Yun sent a message to Lin Chen. I have already contacted your wife, your son should still be alive. I am now booking a flight to Mordo. Okay, thank you, brother. After reporting his itinerary, Lu Yun took out his phone and transferred 10,000 change to WeChat. Then start booking flights. Today's flight tickets are definitely out of stock, we can only book them for the next day. Years of frugality made Lu Yun instinctively want to book a regular plane ticket, but on second thought isn't that right? Are you currently a nouveau riche with over 20 million? Where else is there a shortage of this little money? Economy class costs around 1,400 yuan, while first class costs over 3,000 yuan, which is just a drop in the bucket for me now. Guangzheng first class cabin, no explanation. After booking the plane ticket, Lu Yun found a familiar phone number and dialed it. According to Li Susu, when she traveled, Xiaoqiao was almost 18 years old. If the college entrance examination goes smoothly, she should be in college now. Just a long period of palace fighting life has made her forget her daughter's phone number. Even her former home address on Earth can only be remembered as a rough estimate. So, if Lu Yun wants to find Li Susu's daughter, he needs to look for foreign aid. The phone was quickly connected, and a lazy voice came from across. Hello, who is calling me early in the morning? Early morning. It's already noon. Oh, so it's Mr. Lu. Sorry, I played computer too late last night. What advice does Mr. Lu give me when he calls me in broad daylight? There's a lot of criticism, it's important to ask your dad to help me find someone. I'm in a hurry here. Very urgent. Upon hearing Lu Yun say this, the voice across from him also became a bit serious. Although I had a conflict with him, your matter is mine. Tell me, who are you looking for? Lu Yun doesn't have time to talk to the other party. I'll send you the information and treat you to dinner after I finish working. Okay. Seeing the other party agree, Lu Yun didn't hesitate and hung up the phone to send the message to Xiaoqiao's information. On the other end of the phone was a dark and robust man, who had played with Lu Yun since childhood and had become both friends and close friends. His name is Chao Jin. Although this person is not reliable and often indulges in online games, he has a father who is a registered residence policeman. Lu Yun obtained Xiaoqiao's home address from Li Susu, and now there are officials taking action. It shouldn't be particularly troublesome to know Xiaoqiao's recent situation. However, after sending the information, Lu Yun did not stand still and wait. He looked at his clothes, which were one size smaller, and decided to change his outfit first. He used to be frugal for Wu Qingya's sake. Although it is not enough to eat mantou and eat pickles, there are many things that I like but would not buy. With over 20 million yuan in hand now, how can one live up to their wealthy self without spending a little? The weather in December in the south is humid and cold everywhere, but no matter how humid and cold it is not as aggressive as outdoor activities in the north. So a warm underwear and a better down jacket are enough. After 1 hour, Lu Yun, who was completely refreshed, walked out of the Boziding down jacket specialty store. Holding 4 or 5 shopping bags in hand, one containing leukemia treatment formulas and medicinal herbs, and the other containing old clothes. Returning to the rental house, I threw all my old clothes in my room, then grabbed my phone charger and spent over 500 yuan to open a new room in the hotel. Throwing the only handbag onto the bed, Lu Yun came to the mirror. In the mirror, he has a resolute face and a straight posture. Paired with a dark down jacket and jeans, coupled with a pair of white sneakers, he looks refreshed and refreshed. When I used to read urban novels, after the protagonist became wealthy, I would often encounter some friends and family who looked down on me with a dog's eye. Why didn't it happen when it was my turn? Lu Yun murmured in his heart, with an indescribable disappointment on his face. His family used to run a factory, although not very wealthy, they still have cars, houses, and savings. Since his father's factory went bankrupt last year, everything has had to start from scratch. So, he is very eager to meet those relatives and friends who used to hurt him. Unfortunately, reality is cruel. The sea of people is vast, and it's not easy to meet a familiar dog. Ding dong. WeChat message is coming. Lu Yun took out his phone and saw that it was sent by Chao Jin. Fortunately, you have a high level of trust with my dad, otherwise he wouldn't have helped me investigate. What is the current situation? The registered residence address you gave is indeed Xiaoqiao, but there are only 2 people in the family's household register. Xiaoqiao's mother, Li Susu, died in a car accident more than 3 years ago, and now there is only one Xiaoqiao. What else? Ding dong. The other party sent a long string of messages. The truck driver who killed Li Susu in the past has not been arrested yet. This is the phone number recorded by Xiaoqiao in the police station and her current school. Seeing Xiaoqiao's phone call, Lu Yun didn't react much. But when Lu Yun saw the school where Xiaoqiao was studying, he couldn't help but squint his eyes. Rongqing University. Isn't this the university where Wu Qingya studied? For Wu Qingya, Lu Yun has genuine emotions. But today's incident has completely killed his heart. Turn off on your own birthday. After being called upon by oneself, only then do they have a showdown with oneself. He da. Never mind, let's go check out the school first. Anyway, the demon will only go tomorrow, so it's completely possible to complete the task on Li Susu's side today before proceeding. After saying thank you to Chao, Lu Yun lowered his head and pondered for a moment. This Li Susu has been traveling for over 3 years. What kind of reason should I use to approach Xiaoqiao? Call her directly and ask her to come out to see you. This doesn't seem to work either, does it? She is not like Shen Weiwei. Without legitimate reasons, others will only treat themselves as crazy. Oh, I have it. Lu Yun raised his lips and took out his phone to communicate with Li Susu, then directly called Xiaoqiao. Today is Saturday, so Xiaoqiao answered the phone very quickly. Hello, hello. The other person's voice was very pleasant, which left Lu Yun stunned. Hello, are you Xiaoqiao? I am, which one of you? Your mother left something with me and asked me to pass it on to you. Do you have time now? My mom. Xiaoqiao was taken aback for a moment before feeling a little confused. Who are you? How could my mom have something with you? I won't be able to explain this clearly for a while, why don't we meet and chat? This. Xiaoqiao hesitated for a moment before agreeing, okay, I'm at Rongqing University. Where are you now? I'm near Shiling Park, not far from you. I'll see you at the south gate of the school in half an hour. No problem. Xiaoqiao, who is it? I don't know, would you like to come and take a look with me? Okay, I happen to be bored and panicked today. Chapter 8. Laozi sleeps over. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Rongqing University is relatively well known throughout Sichuan province. There are more than 1 campuses inside, and these campuses also have more than 1 gate. Lu Yun didn't go far before, but now he can take a taxi in place and it only takes about 10 minutes to arrive. I sent a message to Li Susu, and then carried my room card and 3 sheepskin paper with me. Everything else was left at the hotel, and Lu Yun started calling Didi. Lu Yun. Why are you here again? Didn't I already tell you? This is my fault. I will ask Xiaoqiao to repay the money you spent on me. South Gate of Rongqing University. Before Lu Yun could wait a few minutes for a taxi to arrive here, he saw two people he didn't want to see. They held hands and walked out of the school, looking in the direction of their movement. They probably wanted to go to the milk tea shop outside the school gate. Looking at Lu Yun appearing here, Wu Qingya was also a bit annoyed. She has known Lu Yun for a long time and has been together for over 3 years. But no matter how deep the relationship is, it cannot withstand the test of two people living in different places. Although they are in the same city, they are not in the same school. In the first 2 years, Wu Qingya was able to hold on to her true intention, but over time, she also couldn't resist loneliness. Li Xiaoqiao is not only wealthy, but also very handsome. Most importantly, he is also a member of the school basketball team. How can she remain unmoved by such a sunny boy who actively pursues her? On the other hand, Lu Yun. Although his figure and appearance were not bad, his father not only went bankrupt and closed down the factory, but also went to deliver takeout to make money, leaving him completely sunburned. Every time I come to see her on weekends or holidays, it makes her lose face in front of her classmates. If it weren't for the fact that Lu Yun has been providing her with financial assistance over the years, she would have had a showdown with him long ago. I was caught by Lu Yun today, and she was unlucky. If possible, she could just return the tuition fees for 4 years of college to the Lu family. But this guy is appearing here again. Is he trying to pester himself? That's right, I'm so beautiful and I'm about to take the postgraduate entrance exam. A person like Lu Yun who doesn't strive for progress, if we break up, how can we find someone as excellent as ourselves? Thinking of this, Wu Qingya glanced at Lu Yun's white sneakers. Are these height-increasing shoes newly bought? Does it look pretty useful? At this moment, Lu Yun had no idea what Wu Qingya was thinking, but upon hearing Wu Qingya's shameless words, he replied with a furious smile. Still. What do you want to return? I gave you a bottle of water in the desert, and after you left the desert, you returned me a bottle of water and told me clearly. Do you think this is appropriate? What's not appropriate? When you gave me money, you didn't lack it yourself. I'm not short of money, why should I give it to you? Upon hearing Wu Qingya's words, Lu Yun suddenly felt a wave of nausea. Men are good to women and apart from their loved ones, most of them have a certain purpose. He doesn't believe that Wu Qingya doesn't understand this truth. It used to be nothing for the two of them to be together, but now it looks like this woman, apart from having a beautiful skin, has completely distorted her values. In Lu Yun's 3 views, it is actually normal for two people to not be together. But this Wu Qingya hung herself up, letting herself serve as an ATM for her, while hugging and cuddling with other men, only to confront her after being caught by her. This cannot be simply described as shameless. Lu Yun, what do you mean by you? Wu Qingya was exposed to the truth and felt a bit angry and frustrated. Lu Yun gave her a cold glance. It's not very interesting. I used to be blind to see you, but now when I see you, I feel nauseous and quickly disappear from my face. I don't know if he got the chat group, which boosted his confidence. Or because I saw through the essence of Wu Qingya. At this moment, Lu Yun no longer wanted to say anything more to Wu Qingya. You. Lu Yun, you bastard. Xiaoqiao, look at him, Wu. Being scolded and disgusted by Lu Yun, Wu Qing stomped her feet elegantly, and in the end, she couldn't hold her tension, even covering her face and crying. She was already beautiful, and this cry was full of tears. The onlookers around also slowed down their journey due to Wu Qingya's crying. Li Xiaoqiao, who was originally watching a play next to him, quickly spoke up to comfort him. Baby, don't cry, if you cry again, you won't be beautiful. After Li Xiaoqiao finished speaking, he turned his head to look coldly at Lu Yun and said, "Kid, Qinya is now my girlfriend. Are you scolding her in front of me to make things difficult?" "Your girlfriend?" Lu Yun sneered, "Have you ever slept with her?" "I've slept, what's so proud of you picking up my tattered shoes?" Puff. As soon as Lu Yun spoke, Li Zhihao almost vomited blood. The people around also immediately began to coax. "Brother, you're amazing. This sentence is a critical strike." 6666. Upon hearing these sounds, Li Zhihao seemed to have suffered 10,000 real injuries, and his eyebrows immediately furrowed. Wu Qingya stopped crying and panicked, explaining to Li Zhihao. "Zhihao, I don't have it. Don't listen to him talk nonsense." After saying this, Wu Qingya looked at Lu Yun and said, "Lu Yun, are you disgusting? We have already broken up, and you still slander me. Is that interesting? Defamation. Do I have any slander? You know it in your own heart." Lu Yun sneered and stopped talking to her after saying this sentence. He did sleep with Wu Qingya, but in the past 3 years, he only slept 4 or 5 times. Moreover, he is young, Wu Qingya is not, which made Lu Yun feel very disadvantaged at one point. However, everything has already happened, and Lu Yun can only accept his fate. As long as the two of them can be okay in the future, Wu Qingya can accept it. But now, Zhihao. It's okay. Seeing Lu Yun's mocking expression, Wu Qingya still wanted to explain, but Li Zhihao patted her hand to show comfort. Only when Wu Qingya's emotions stabilized did he look at Lu Yun. "Kid, do you think this can provoke my relationship with Qingya? To be honest, don't say Qingya didn't have much to do with you before, even if it had something to do with you, I don't care, young master. Moreover, you and Qingya have already broken up. Why are you still coming to our school? Get out of here now, we at Rongqing University don't welcome you." Li Zhihao is handsome and wealthy, even if he is just a college student, he will not lack a girlfriend by his side. He and Wu Qingya were just playing around, how could they care if each other is a chick? "Oh, idiot." Lu Yun sneered and chose to ignore it. "This is just the school entrance, not inside the school. Does a student want to drive themselves away? It's just ridiculous." However, Wu Qingya's betrayal of herself is certainly despicable, and Li Zhihao is not a good bird either. However, in this rule of law society, it is not easy to retaliate against a person, and even a slight mistake may lead to her getting involved. So, Lu Yun allowed this couple of dogs to jump around for a few more days. "Are you special? Invincible is so lonely." Li Zhihao was about to get angry when he was interrupted by Lu Yun's demonic phone call. Lu Yun gave him a faint glance before answering the phone. "I'm here, where are you?" "I'm next to the road sign at the south entrance." After saying this, Lu Yun quickly glanced around. Then he saw in the distance a girl with an excellent figure and appearance, holding a phone and staring at him curiously. Chapter 9. The Most Beautiful School Flower. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaoqiao. How could she be here? Seeing the position that Lu Yun looked towards after receiving the phone call, Wu Qingya was somewhat surprised, and Li Zhihao was also surprised in his heart. You should know that Xiaoqiao is one of the most beautiful campus flowers of Rongqing University. There are countless boys who like her, including Li Zhihao. However, as is well known, this girl is very difficult to pursue, and many wealthy second-generation people try their best to return without success. He had no choice but to retreat and choose Wu Qingya as his second choice. But now, does she know this kid? Lu Yun didn't have time to care about what Li Zhihao thought, and at this moment, he was also looking at the other party. There are a total of 3 people coming, and these 3 girls are all very beautiful, especially the one with a phone as the leader. They are less than 30 meters away from Lu Yun and a few others. Lu Yun visually measured that the other person's height was about 170. A beautiful black hair tied into a ponytail at the back of the head. The slender eyebrows like willow leaves, agile big eyes, high nose bridge, thin red lips, combined with a delicate oval face, are simply beautiful to the sky. Her figure is even more explosive. Although wearing a white long down jacket, the front zipper was not pulled. The tight black sweater inside, paired with dark jeans and short boots, perfectly outlines her curvaceous figure. Based on Lu Yun's experience, it should be D. Watermelons grow on the grapevine. Lu Yun squinted his eyes and muttered in his heart. Before, he only saw thin and plump women like Xiaoqiao on TV or short videos. But now this body proportion, even Wu Qingya can't match it, right? Xiaoqiao naturally saw Lu Yun and walked quickly towards him with his two roommates. Without much consideration, Lu Yun quickly turned on the video function on his phone and wrapped his hands around his chest, hiding his intentions. After Xiaoqiao approached a certain distance, he pressed the shooting button. 3 seconds later, he sent the video to Li Susu. "Aunt Li, is that her?" On the other side, the great Xia dynasty, Fengming Palace. Li Susu is already 42 years old this year, so there's nothing wrong with Lu Yun calling her auntie. She knew that Lu Yun had found his daughter's spot and was going to see her this afternoon, so she had already pushed all the matters and waited quietly in the palace. At this moment, upon seeing the 3-second short video sent by Lu Yun, Li Susu was already in tears. Although the video time is not long and there are no close-up shots, even Xiaoqiao has undergone some changes compared to before. But the feeling of being connected by bones and flesh is incomprehensible to most people. At the moment she saw Xiaoqiao's figure, she recognized him. It's her, she's my daughter Xiaoqiao. Wu, my dear, it's great to see you again. Xiaolu, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Could you please help me ask her again if she is doing well now and if she has been bullied? By the way, the most important thing is to help me ask if she has ever had a boyfriend. Nowadays, the quality of men varies, so when asking her to find a boyfriend, she must keep her eyes open. Ding, the expectation of the Empress task has been completed, and you have earned 500 group points and 1 Li Susu ability card. A series of caring words and task completion prompts appear simultaneously. But Xiaoqiao had already arrived in front of him, and Lu Yun had no time to look. Hello, I'm Xiaoqiao. Are you the person who just called and arranged to meet me? After arriving in front of Lu Yun, Xiaoqiao tentatively asked a question. Lu Yun regained his senses and nodded. Not bad. Upon hearing this, Xiaoqiao immediately showed a brilliant smile. He, I know you, Lu Yun, right? Do you know me? Upon hearing the other person call out his name, Lu Yun was somewhat surprised. Although he was also studying at a university in Rongqing before, it is not this Rongqing University. So in this school, he has no friends except for Wu Qingya and a few of her roommates. How did Xiaoqiao know about herself? He had never even seen her before. Of course I do. Xiaoqiao smiled, without explaining the reason, and glanced at Wu Qingya with his agile eyes. Didn't you have something to give me? Yes, this is for you. Lu Yun took out an already prepared envelope from his arms and handed it to Xiaoqiao. There is no text on the envelope, but there is something bulging inside that can be guessed at a glance. Xiaoqiao took over and opened the envelope to take a look. Sure enough, 2 thick stacks of cash lay inside, with a visual value of 20,000. Are you sure this is what my mom asked you to give me? Xiaoqiao has some doubts. How many years has my mother been dead? How could someone give me money? And you're still a stranger to a man. Even if it was instructed by my mother during her lifetime, I should still give this money to a lawyer or someone I know. What's going on when this guy I've never met comes to deliver it? Lu Yun, who confirmed the other party's identity, turned a blind eye to Xiaoqiao's doubts. As sure as fate, how could it be possible? I know you have a lot of questions now, but the fact is, if you want to know the specific reason, we can find a place to talk separately. Upon hearing this, Xiaoqiao frowned slightly. She knows she is very beautiful. There are countless boys who have wanted to meet her alone since childhood, and their excuses are also imaginative. But no matter how extreme these boys are, they won't use her deceased mother as an excuse. How could this guy in front of me use this excuse to want to date him? This instantly plunged her original good mood to the bottom. I used to read posts on school forums and thought this guy was an infatuated person, but I didn't expect him to be like this. He, kid, are you really thinking about farting? Before Xiaoqiao could refuse, Li Zhihao on the side was the first to speak sarcastically. Do you want to make an appointment with a performer for 20,000 yuan? Upon hearing this, Wu Qingya also agreed and said, that's right, 20,000 yuan is a lot for you, Lu Yun, but it's not bullshit for others. And didn't you say before that most of the money I earned from running takeout was given to me, and I only kept some living expenses for myself? What's going on with these 20,000 yuan? Baby, it seems he doesn't love you as much as he imagined. I think so too. I used to feel guilty alone for so long, but now it seems there's no need for that. Li Zhihao and Wu Qingya sang in unison, as if this way they could speak their minds. Lu Yun ignored the dog man and woman, only jokingly looking at Xiaoqiao. Do you also think that I'm looking for an excuse to ask you out? Isn't it? Your mother's name is Li Susu, born on September 8, 1981, right? You. How do you know? Chapter 10. Is she really your mother? You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as Lu Yun spoke, the people around him were stunned. Xiaoqiao was even more stunned and stood still. This guy, what situation is it? Not only do you know your mother's name, but also her birth date. Damn it, are you really fake? Is this guy fighting like this? Did you put in a lot of effort to pursue Xiaoqiao? Not to mention Li Zhihao and Wu Qingya, even Xiaoqiao's two roommates were a bit dumbfounded when they saw Xiaoqiao's expression change. They have been sleeping with Xiaoqiao for so long, and they don't even know the name of Xiaoqiao's mother. This Lu Yun, it's just too exaggerated. Lu Yun didn't answer Xiaoqiao, but glanced at the milk tea shop in the distance. I'll wait for you at that milk tea shop for 10 minutes. After saying this, Lu Yun too walked towards the milk tea shop without returning. In Li Susu's words, Xiaoqiao is a well-behaved girl with good grades. But after so many years, no one knows what she will become without her mother's protection. Smoking, drinking, perming, tattooing, abortion. So to understand her situation, Lu Yun needs to first gain her trust. Xiaoqiao. Wait for me here for a moment. At the school gate. Without hesitation for 2 minutes, Xiaoqiao followed in step with Lu Yun. Although Lu Yun was suspected of making excuses to ask her out before, his recent behavior made her realize something unusual. Besides, it's just a cup of milk tea, it's not a big deal. At this point, the meal has just passed, and the number of people at the milk tea shop is not too many. Moreover, most students choose to pack and take away, so there are still several empty tables here. As soon as Xiaoqiao arrived here, he caught the attention of most boys. Unfortunately, Xiaoqiao didn't squint and walked straight to sit down opposite Lu Yun. What would you like to drink? I'll treat you. No need, I have already ordered it. As soon as Lu Yun finished speaking, the waiter's voice rang out. Handsome guy, your coconut juice and lemonade are ready. Here, yours. After receiving the milk tea, Lu Yun handed the cup of coconut juice to Xiaoqiao. Xiaoqiao was stunned again when he saw the situation. How do you know I like coconut juice? Your mother told me. My mom. Lu Yun nodded, inserted the straw into his glass of lemon water, and then looked around and whispered a question. Do you believe there is that kind of thing in this world? What kind of thing? Ghost. Ghost. Did you encounter it? Or did you? Ah, you. You didn't encounter my mother, did you? Xiaoqiao instinctively wanted to make fun of him, but his brain instantly reacted and he was a bit dumbfounded. I wasn't entirely sure at first, but since you can come here to drink milk tea with me, it's probably around the corner. Lu Yun took a sip of lemon water and said a very calm sentence. Upon hearing these words, Xiaoqiao stared blankly at Lu Yun, with an incredulous expression on his face. After a moment, she came to her senses. How can you prove it? Lu Yun also sorted out his thoughts and slowly spoke up. When you were 8 years old, you raised a little dog named Dowdu, but it was run over and killed by a passing car in less than a month. Not only did you cry so badly, but you also made a grave for it. At the age of 11, you were bitten on the thigh by a black wild dog, and your mother took you to get vaccinated against rabies. At the age of 13. In the 3rd year of junior high school. Oh, by the way, there's a butterfly-shaped birthmark the size of a coin on your left buttocks, isn't that right? Upon hearing these words, Xiaoqiao's originally dull expression instantly became incredibly exciting. She covered her small mouth and tearfully said, My mom, did you really see my mom? At this moment, all doubts were resolved. She was originally very strange. Why did Lu Yun, whom she had never met before, come to give her money? Why do you know so much about yourself? Did he see his mother before? I don't really see it, right? If I really want to talk about it, it should be considered a daydream. This is also unbelievable. What else did she tell you? Xiaoqiao continued to inquire, and Lu Yun was not stingy either. He continued to tell the prepared speech in advance. As Lu Yun revealed Li Susu's situation one by one, Xiaoqiao had already covered her small mouth and cried uncontrollably. If it were just some basic information or information that could be investigated with some effort, she might not have been so impolite. But many of what Lu Yun said are only known to her and her mother, and others cannot be clear about it. So, Lu Yun didn't lie. Did he really see his mother? How could Xiaoqiao control her emotions when she thought that her mother was still there? Watching the other person's tears fall with a patter, Lu Yun gentlemanly pulled 2 tissues from the side and handed them over. So, is she really your mother? Xiaoqiao wiped her tears while nodding and choking, but... Why is my mom looking for you instead of me? Wait a moment, I'll figure out how to make up this question. Why are you looking for me instead of you? Because your mother has traveled through time, and can I contact her in the walk-through chat group on my phone? Please, how could I possibly tell you such a thing? Fortunately, Lu Yun took a gene-enhancing medication at noon, and his reaction and thinking have already surpassed those of ordinary people. He soon came up with a reasonable excuse. Because I am a natural spirit, ordinary ghosts can only establish contact with their mortal relatives through someone like me without external assistance. Is it really fake? The more Lu Yun spoke, the more outrageous it became, causing Xiaoqiao, whose 3 views had already collapsed, to have a hint of doubt. I don't need to lie to you. That's right. Xiaoqiao murmured to himself, then seemed to think of something. By the way, where did you get these 20,000 yuan from? Don't tell me, it was my mother who entrusted it to you in a dream. She met Lu Yun at the school forum in the morning. At that time, I didn't know who posted a post about the breakup between Lu Yun and Wu Qingya, but she happened to be bored and found it. Due to Wu Qingya and Lu Yun not being celebrities, this post sank quickly. But she remembered what Lu Yun looked like. I remember the post said that Lu Yun had been delivering takeout for Wu Qingya to go to college, but I didn't expect it to end up being a chicken egg. There are also photos of 2 people on it. That is to say, Lu Yun's family is not wealthy. But now it is impossible for his mother to give money to Lu Yun, so this money naturally belongs to Lu Yun himself. Even if he sees his mother, there's no need to give him so much money, right? Your mother did me a big favor, and this 20,000 yuan can be considered as your reward. Lu Yun recognized her confusion and casually explained a sentence. He didn't buy any large items today, and his bank balance is still over 21.9 million. Although Li Susu did not allow herself to provide economic assistance to Xiaoqiao, the money was originally Li Susu's. After using these 20,000 yuan to attract attention, Lu Yun felt embarrassed to ask for it again. Can it still be like this? Otherwise, Lu Yun is too lazy to argue about this issue. Okay, my mom. Is she doing well now? Okay, very good. Lu Yun answered with a serious expression this time. Your mother insisted that I convey this to you. She is doing very well there, so don't worry. I hope you are on Earth. No, it's in the mortal world, bravely and actively living. You will always be her best and most outstanding daughter in her heart, even if heaven and earth are separated forever, she will still love you forever. Upon hearing Lu Yun's words, Xiaoqiao, who had just stopped crying, couldn't hold back any longer. Oh, by the way, she also asked me to tell you that dating during college can be done, but when looking for a boyfriend, be sure to keep your eyes open, otherwise you will be bullied and no one will stand up for you.